Welcome to the Boom Bap Kingdom. Alright, peace. Welcome back to the Boom Bap Kingdom. Physical demigod in the building. I'm here. And I'm here with the, I have to say, one of my favorite machines that I personally own, the Roland MV-8800, a pure beast, even to today's standards. Roland put the 8800 out. Well, let's backtrack a bit. There's pretty much, I guess you could call it an 8000 series, where you had the MV-8000, and then you had the 8800. And it looked like the 8000 was supposed to compete more with, say, the Akai MPC 3000. And then the 4000 came, and then you had the 5000. But kind of in the middle of that, Roland dropped the upgraded version of the 8000 in the 8800. To me, the 8800 looked like it was competing with both the 4 and the 5000. You had the built-in color VGA display, which was ahead of its time. You could connect the mouse. It had the built-in VGA port. You could connect the monitor, CD burner, albeit the 4000 and the 5000 both had CD burners. I think in the 5000 was optional, and they had the CF card. You could max this guy out to 512 mega RAM. It came with the 40 gig hard drive, the Cosm effects. You could record direct audio, so you actually have dedicated audio tracks, very similar to kind of where Akai was going with the 5000. The thing that made the sequencer different in the MV was they have different quantized types. They have shuffle, grid, and off. And the grid seemed to be a little, it's different, you know what I mean? And learning how to create a MPC style drum pattern wasn't that easy for MPC guys coming over. But to be all honest, in all fairness, a lot of guys did adopt the machine, probably the most famous being the RZA. He used it extensively. And you could hear the choppiness in some of his beats in those days, more than likely because he was using the grid quantize method. What I've learned is I use the shuffle, and then I also combine the shuffle with the grid. The thing is mad powerful. Every track can have its own quantize method. So nonetheless, we're on the joint. In all honesty, I made the beat ahead of time. So the beat is actually completely done. But I was having a little bit of an issue. I have a turntable back there. I don't know if it's in the shot, but it's back there. And it was just a little difficult, trying to sample and go to the turntable and this and this and that. So I picked up another joint, and I'm just going to recommend it to beat makers. This thing is phenomenal, yo. I picked this joint up on Amazon for like $130, and it's a portable joint. The Numark PT01 USB. This joint is, I love it, it's bananas. And it sits right here. It's right here. So now I can sample right, to my force to here, and I don't have to go play Stretch Armstrong, Plastic Man. All right. So enough of that. Let's get into the beat.
PT01 USB.
What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through
Kingdom approved.
What I did to make the samples sound the way they sound. So obviously, let me start with the
Time for some
kick,
drums.
kick, snare, hi-hat. There's like a little snare bell combo in there. Hopefully you guys can hear all this stuff. Right? And a little offset. Right? And that's pitched, obviously. Right? And there's some other stuff in here. Now I actually sampled myself. Okay. And I use that like an offset. You'll see. I made a hook. Right. So I hope this joint is really in depth, but I really enjoy the workflow. Here are the chops I used, but I'm gonna go back and just pitch them to their normal pitch. And what I did with this original sample here, right? That was we'll get back to the pitch in that. All right, so I ran it through a low pass filter. I'll take that off. Turn that off, put it back to this pitch. And there's a bunch of chops. They basically sound like this. Right? And then what I did was I have like 4 chops, 1, 2, 3, 4. I pitched them down to -12. I put on a low pass filter and I set the cutoff to 115 and the resonance to 55. Maxed out the level, and then I got more of this. And you can hear the transients in there and even almost a slight ringing. Almost this hollowness. Now, y'all know me, I chop all my drums from vinyl, right? So, one thing I'll say, let's see, yeah, I pitched that kick -2. I did that kick -2. There is no filtering. That snare, I actually left it at its, this is unaltered in any way, straight off the vinyl. That one is -2. Now let me explain what I'm doing here. And I'm layering samples, right? So when you hear this, that's actually 3 snares playing at the same time. My hi-hats, which I did pitch a little bit, right? I pitched that -3, that's it. I pitched that one -3. Sounds like almost like an 808 hi-hat. It's definitely a drum machine hi-hat, that one. This one, that came from vinyl. And then there's the bell part. Okay. This is a horn offset. Alright, so I did put a little vocal, what I call offsets. You know, you got your little echoes and stuff in the background. Yay. And that was that. You know, I got that from, it was a whole hook sample pack. I just chopped out a little piece. Yay. Threw that in there. I don't know if I want to keep that yet. I wanted something a little harder, so I went to the vinyl. I want to say I actually did start with the drums.
The boom back rhythm says, that's official.
So at this point in the beat, after I had my drums and my bass line, I created my own loop. I'll just play a portion of that. But that is playing so smooth. I did that hook, and I did a couple of offsets, and once I had everything done, then I went into the effects, and I think that's where the MV-8800 shines. Is the effects on this machine are, to me, they are insane. They give you 3 different effects sections. You have multi-effects, you have delays and echoes, and then you have reverbs. And within those sections, you have like libraries of many different, I mean, I'm telling you, like, this one list alone is probably 100 different effects. That's just on the multi-effect alone. Isolators and filters and cancelers and dynamic processors. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So what I did for the sample is I chose a digital chorus effect. It's the stereo digital chorus. I'm gonna pause because my cat wants to go out, right? Big F. Here you go, buddy. Go ahead, man. You going out? So that's a little bit of explanation behind the beat. Your word is born. I'm gonna back it up right there. And Roland MV-8800, man. If you don't got one, get one. Word up. Powerful. Take your time, learn to use it. It's a banger of a machine. One of my favorites. With that being said, I'm signing off. I hope you guys have a great 4th of July. And I really appreciate the support. I'm going to keep trying to put in the work and just bring you guys dope content. Alright? Boom Bap Kingdom signing off.
BBK salute.
Peace.
Just smoking and drinking and chilling all night long.